Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into something quite special, the world of German watchmaking. Specifically, we're looking closely at Glashütte Original's new 70s chronograph panorama date. And wow, these new dials, the plasma and fusion, there's something else.
They really are quite striking.
Yeah, we've been digging into some great sources on this,
Aye.
and they really show how Glashütte Original, well, how they blend that vintage feel with, super modern craftsmanship. And some daring design choices, too.
Absolutely. They're not afraid to experiment.
Right. So our mission today is to unpack what makes these limited editions tick literally. Those unique features, the audacious colors, the mechanics inside. We want to give you the key insights fast.
Sounds good.
Okay, so let's kick off with the vibe, the design groove. It's clearly rooted in the 1970s, right?
Oh, definitely. You see it straight away.
You've got those unmistakable TV-shaped profiles, very indicative of the era. But Glashütte Original seems to go, well, that extra mile. They capture the vibe but make it their own, softening the edges.
Exactly. And that softening is key. It's quite deliberate. You look at the 40 by 40 millimeter case, the corners are rounded. Even the chrono pushers, which are very 70s, very rectangular in style, they're rounded too. It gives it this smooth, almost streamlined feel, like liquid metal almost.
That's a good way to put it.
And the finishing, the alternating satin brush and polish, that's not just for show. It actually highlights the whole shape, the architecture of the case and bracelet. It guides your eye. It's all about that flow.
Okay, that makes sense, that visual flow with the finishing.
Yeah.
So does that thinking carry over to the dials? Because, wow, those colors are audacious, like you said.
They certainly are.
We're talking plasma, which is this really deep purple, almost aubergine, apparently inspired by visions of virtual worlds.
Yeah, quite conceptual.
And then fusion, which is just this super bright yellowish lime green, intense. And they're not just flat colors either, right? They have a texture.
That's right. Both are lacquered, but with a velvety matte finish. And it's slightly grained, so it has this subtle texture that really absorbs the light in an interesting way.
And looking at the bigger picture, this isn't exactly new for them, is it? Glashütte Original has a history of being, well, unafraid of color.
Absolutely not new. They have form here. You think back to 2022 Disco Blue, Vibing Orange.
Right, I remember those.
And 2023 Golden Bay and Ocean Breeze. And just last year, Watermelon and Swimming Pool. So, compared to a lot of luxury brands playing it safe.
Yeah, playing it very safe usually.
Glashütte Original using plasma and fusion isn't just being bold for the sake of it. It feels strategic. Capturing tension, yes, but also showing confidence in their design skill, pushing boundaries while still respecting that craftsmanship heritage.
That's a really sharp point, and it ties into a huge advantage. They have their own dial manufacturer, right?
Exactly. That's crucial.
And it just moved, didn't it, from Pforzheim to Glashütte itself in June 2025. So it's right there now.
Literally a stone's throw away from the main workshops.
Which must give them incredible freedom to just, play around with colors and finishes like this. That proximity has to enable this kind of boldness.
It absolutely facilitates it. And talking practicalities, the watch is 14.9 millimeters thick, which might sound a bit chunky.
Yeah, on paper, maybe.
But the way the polished bezel slopes, it's quite pronounced, and it visually slims the watch down on the wrist. It's a neat trick.
Clever design.
Plus, you get 100 meters water resistance, which is solid for a chronograph. And see those guards next to the screw-down crown? They add protection. Good for peace of mind during daily wear.
Okay, practical and well-designed. But let's shift to maybe the most distinctive Glashütte Original feature for many people, that big date display. The panorama date, or panorama datum. They introduced it way back in '97, right? What's the secret sauce there?
The panorama datum. It's more than just a big date window. It's an engineering feat, really.
How so?
Well, lots of big dates use two separate discs, often one slightly overlapping or sitting below the other. You can sometimes see a step or a shadow.
Right, I know what you mean.
But the panorama datum uses two concentric discs. They're positioned on the same axis and on the very same level.
Oh, okay. So no step.
Exactly. No step, no shadow. It makes it incredibly clean and easy to read. It just looks seamless. That visual purity for a watchmaker, that's a quiet but powerful statement. It's why many consider it one of the most appealing big date complications out there.
That makes total sense. Seamlessness. And does having their own dial making facility, does that help achieve that kind of clarity across the whole dial too? Because everything else looks super clean. Black backgrounds, white print for all the functions.
Right.
Really legible.
Precisely. Owning the whole process lets them optimize everything for legibility and aesthetic harmony. Take the subdials, for example.
Yeah.
30-minute counter at 3, running seconds at 9. Both have these snailed interiors, kind of like vinyl record grooves. It's a cool little detail.
Nice touch.
And notice how the power reserve indicator is tucked into the small second subdial.
Ah, yes. Very clever. Save space.
It's a smart integration. Keeps the main dial uncluttered while still giving you that info.
That is clever. Does nesting functions like that add much complexity to the movement itself, or is that pretty standard for them?
Yeah.
And then there's the hour counter for the chronograph that's not a subdial at all, is it?
No, it's quite unique.
It's in that arcid window, just below the brand name at 12, with a little arrow pointer. Again, really clean.
Exactly. It maintains that uncluttered look.
And then you've got simple black baton indices, hour and minute hands with superluminova, of course. And the central chrono seconds hand has that classic double G counterweight. It all just fits together. Really thoughtful design.
It's all part of that integrated approach, visually and mechanically. And speaking of mechanics, maybe we should dive into the engine room, the movement itself.
Yes, let's. What's powering these colorful beasts?
Okay, technically speaking, these 2025 limited editions run on the caliber 3702. That's an in-house automatic flyback chronograph movement, and it's integrated.
Integrated. Okay, what's the significance of that specifically?
Well, an integrated chronograph is designed and built as a single cohesive unit from the start. It's not like adding a separate chronograph module on top of an existing base movement.
Got it.
One key result is that the crown and the pushers all line up perfectly on the same horizontal plane. It gives the case a really balanced, symmetrical look and feel. Contributes to that streamlined effect we talked about earlier.
Ah, so the movement design directly impacts the case aesthetics. Makes sense. And I assume the finishing, what you see through the case back, is up to their usual high standards.
Oh, absolutely. It's Glashütte original, after all. The finishing is exceptional. You've got the traditional Glashütte stripes, those lovely wave patterns, a hallmark of Saxon watchmaking.
Classic.
There's a skeletonized rotor, featuring their double G symbol, of course, and polished bevels everywhere. It really is a piece of micromechanical art, proper traditional craftsmanship.
Beautiful. And performance-wise, how does it stack up?
It's a workhorse. You get a very healthy 70 hours of power reserve, and it displays everything clearly. Hours, minutes, small seconds, that brilliant panorama date, the power reserve gauge tucked away in the second subdial, and all the chronograph functions. It's comprehensive.
Very capable then. Okay, so if you're listening and thinking, I need one of these, let's cover the practical bits. They are limited, right?
Yes, definitely limited editions. It's 100 pieces in each color. So 100 plasma, 100 fusion. That's it.
Not many. When can people get their hands on them?
Availability starts August 14th, 2025. You'll find them in Glashütte original boutiques and also at some select retail partners globally.
Okay, August 14th. And the price?
Right, pricing. If you go for the stainless steel bracelet, which, by the way, has a need-fine adjustment system for a perfect fit.
Oh, that's handy.
That version is EUR 17,000. If you prefer the black rubber strap, which comes with a fold-over clasp, that one is EUR 15,800.
Got it. 17,000 on steel, 15,800 on rubber. Okay, so let's wrap this up. What's the big takeaway here? It feels like Glashütte Original has done a masterful job merging that 70s aesthetic with really sophisticated, modern, in-house watchmaking.
I think that's spot on.
Especially with these incredibly bold dial colors, plasma and fusion, and those signature technical elements like the panorama datum and that integrated flyback chrono.
Yeah, and if you zoom out a bit, look at the bigger picture.
Yeah.
It really shows what happens when a brand controls its own dial production, especially having it right there on site.
Right. It unlocks that freedom.
It allows for this kind of bold, frequent experimentation with color. They're genuinely pushing boundaries in an industry that can be, let's face it, pretty conservative sometimes.
Very true.
But they're doing it while maintaining incredibly high standards of craft and precision. It really poses that interesting question. How does a brand balance honoring its past with forging a really vibrant, maybe even provocative new identity?
Exactly. And that leaves a thought for you, the listener. What really stands out to you about a watch like this? One that so confidently mixes vintage cues with such, well, far out modern colors and serious in-house technical ability. It's a fascinating dance between tradition and bold innovation, something to ponder.